Morning, it's Brian here at Fitzpatrick's Garage, Dunn Road, Kildare. I want to show you this car here. It is a HRV Executive. What's really cool on these HRV Executives is they have some really nice colour coding, and check out those 18-inch wheels. I mean, the Executive was always a nice spec, but these are two little things I always wish the car had: bigger wheels and colour coding, and now it has it. And I think it looks really mega, and especially in this colour as well. It suits it so well, but those wheels are so cool looking. And what I mean by the colour coding, if you look at the arches and the bumpers, they are now the same colour as the car, and I always thought the car needed that. So now when you see this version of the HRV Executive compared to the model that went before it, they're only small things, but it actually makes a big difference. Let's have a look. Looking at the rear bumper, if you see the way it is a similar shape still, but just the fact that it's colour coded, and also the way these arches all the way around here, and the side skirts all the way down the side, and along to the front, with these little spoilers along through here, the way they're all colour coded. When you compare it to a non-executive version, you'll see the front bumper just doesn't look as aggressive. While they're still nice, you have the black surroundings all the way around, but it just doesn't stand out as much. Don't get me wrong, that's still a lovely car, but the only thing is, I always thought when it came out, I really always wanted to see them with colour coding, and I love the wheels on these cars as well, so it just makes such a big difference to the car. It looks really well, and it's only in this executive grade. It's really, honestly, not to talk down the ES model car. The ES model car is a really pretty car, and it sells really well, but I just really like the way they've done this. It's only a small thing, but it's just finished the car perfect. It looks really well. This is a damn fine looking car now that they've made those changes. Anyway, let's keep looking around the car at the significant features on it. You'll notice on these cars, on the EX model, they have those really nice LED headlights, and even the front fog lights on this EX model are also a nice LED as well. The front indicators are LED, and even the full headlights are LED, so all the way across the front, LED have that lovely upmarket and executive look. And even the rear tail lights also, the model also have nice LED strips. So what's great is when you spend the extra money on this EX, you are getting a car that's different than the normal model. On the outside, this Executive also gets privacy glass along the rear windows. It has those nice roof rails up high, which are a brushed aluminium finish. And like what we talked about earlier, the colour coding all the way down the side with those wheels make this a really good looking car. The other cool things as well is from the key, it is keyless entry, but you've got a full open and closure function, which allows you to drop the windows and open the sunroof, or similarly lock all the windows up, bring in the wing mirrors, and also close the sunroof up as well. Keyless function means you can walk up to the front of the door of the car, put your hand in, it allows you to open it, or if you want to lock it, you just press the button here, it locks the doors and retracts the wing mirrors for you. It essentially means you're actually never going to take the key out of your pocket. And like we were talking about, it has a sunroof. It's got this big panoramic glass roof over my head here as well, but it has a cover. So some people actually don't really want the light coming in all the time, so if you want a bit more privacy, you can close over that cover there, and then it's just like a normal car. Similarly then, if you want to let it back, control in through here, it lets that back, and we can also open out the sunroof overall. So for the moment, I'm getting light into the car. If I want, I can actually open up half of the roof as well. It just makes the inside of the car a nice place to be, regardless of if you're sitting in the front or the back of the car. The engine in these cars then is a 130 horsepower VTEC unit. It's a non-turbo unit. Compared to a lot of the engines these days, is a very straightforward and reliable and robust unit. It's not extremely complex, and that's what makes it really reliable. And as you'll see then when we're in the car, these cars also have that Cvt transmission, so it's an automatic. Transmissions get a bit of a hard time on the internet. People kind of give out that sometimes they can be noisy. Here's the thing, the reason that they're there in the first place, they're extremely economical. You're only ever going to run at the correct RPMs, which means the car is going to use the least amount of fuel when the opportunity comes up, but it'll give you maximum power when the opportunity is needed, when you put your foot down. Yes, the byproduct is sometimes when you floor it, you get a bit of noise, but overall they're extremely efficient. To summarise on this car, so overall I think it's a really good looking car. I love the extra stuff that they've done, and I already did like the stuff like the LEDs that were on the car from before, but the high spec and nice finish continues on the inside also. Before we do that, let's have a look at the boot. So the HRV is in the smaller segment of SUV, but to be fair, it is slightly smaller than a Nissan Qashqai, but that boot is every bit as good. There's actually more storage underneath as well. The reason that people buy HRVs also is this extreme flexibility, so you can drop the seats down and you've got a load area that's pretty much as big as a car style van, if not even bigger. 12-volt outlet on this side of the boot for power. There's a light over here for nighttime. It mightn't sound like a massive thing to some people. This newer generation of HRV has a solid parcel shelf along the back just for extra support and noise reduction. Say that is the model before actually had a soft, which was a more flexible one, which is useful in some cases, but the hard one is quite nice. Seeing there's quite a lot of flexibility in the seats, but the magic function, which means we can literally fold them up, and now you've got a unique load area compared to any other type of car in the market. And if you want to let them back down, it is as simple as you put them up, lift, drop, and it locks in place. As this is an EX model then, it has full black leather on the inside. There is ISOFIX here for child seat. There's ISOFIX for the far side. There's an armrest into the centre. There is 3 head restraints, 3 3-point safety belts overall. But one of the things I always found about these cars is the legroom in the rear. It's really phenomenal. Like, as in, there is cars, this again, as I was saying to you, this is the smaller end of the SUV market. The legroom is absolutely serious. So if you look to see when I'm sitting in the car like that, that seat's all the way back. Look how much legroom I have. It's weird for this size of car how much space is in the back of it. The rear occupants also get a drinks holder here and a 12-volt outlet down low. There's also kangaroo storage in the back of these seats on the driver and also the passenger side. Let's get into the front of the car. First thing we see along here, electrics for windows and mirrors. These are all chrome with nice surrounds all the way around. Again, black leather is on the doors on the front of the rear, black leather is up front. And it's just covered because this car is brand new. Steering wheel is leather, gear knob is leather. Down through here, things like an economy function which reduces how aggressive the cruise control and the air conditioner is. You'll have lane change warning which warns if you drift out of the lane. Front and rear park sensors which go with the camera here, so obviously as we're going backwards it's going to tell us that we got a problem on the rear. And we also get this dial over here which is telling us the same thing, and we get the same thing when we're going forward. In the centre there is some storage with an armrest that'll move backwards and forwards, drinks holders with various heights in through here, park brake in through here with a brake hold which stops you rolling on hills. However, that's not that useful because in fairness it is an automatic car and that doesn't want to roll backwards. Parking, reverse neutral drive functions, and they will link in here to these paddle shifters which basically allow you to manipulate the current ratio that the RPMs are doing on the engine. In other words, it's simulating changing gears. Because you're in an EX then, along here you got heating controls with your dual zone with different temperatures on each side. You got heated seats on the front of the car as well. And this is the Honda Connect setup that we already saw is going to have things like, we'll say, oops, let's try that again in English. So it'll have things such as the reverse camera, but it's also going to feature stuff like navigation, radio, if you want to stream music through it, AHA, which is internet style radio, and it's even going to have things like an internet browser, calendar, clock, so loads and loads of stuff in there. So this car will be automatic, but they're also auto dip. Basically when it's night time the lights will come on themselves. You daytime lights during the day, headlights come on at night. When you meet traffic they dip, when you go into an unlit area they go back into full, and also the wipers when it starts to rain they come on automatically by themselves as well. Like these because they're the old analog style. Over here then, using this button here, we can relay through a trip computer for average speed, fuel efficiency, how much fuel we've left in the car, and even things like it's telling us what the current speed zone is, which relates to the cruise control. We've got cruise control here with a speed limiter. So cruise control helps us maintain our speed. Speed limiter limits our speed. However, we can also limit the speed in conjunction with the speed sign over here. So if a speed sign comes up that it reads on the side of the road, that means then the car is going to try and limit to obey that speed sign. Volume controls on this side of the steering wheel, and then Bluetooth is down through here. Rear view mirror which darkens itself when someone drives up behind you, and over here then we have nice LED lighting in the front and the rear of the car, and the controls for the sunroof that we saw already. In terms of other features in the car, we got HDMI if you want to play video, we got 2 USB connectors and another 12-volt outlet, and they're housed just underneath the gear knob here. And a car like this then is going to have 3 years warranty, and to be fair, these HRVs have been extremely reliable for us. I've also found that they've held value really well because there's always someone looking for a high-spec automatic vehicle that's high off the ground like this. You are somebody that is looking for a high-spec SUV, but you don't want something that's too big and blocky. You want something that's handy, you want something that's got a high specification, you want something that looks nice, you want something that looks a bit different actually than all the other SUVs on the road as well, and you want a trusted name like Honda. This is definitely worth considering. It's an excellent car, it's an automatic gearbox, it's really comfortable, as we were saying, good driving position, really nice level of spec, and I love the way this EX is now finished as well. Brian's my name, Fitzpatrick's Garage, Dublin Road, Kildare. If there's any information you want on the car, call, text, WhatsApp 086 843 1945 if you want information about your car, if you want information about financing or anything like that. If you've managed to watch the video, really do appreciate it. If you're watching on YouTube, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe, because at least I know it's useful. If there's any information you want on the videos instead, please let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll try to address any issues that anyone wants me to cover. So thanks for taking time to watch. Hopefully we can do business. Brian here, Fitzpatrick's Garage, Kildare Town.